Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. Today in this tutorial, I will be showing you step by step how to do a very easy decal on a cup like this, and you can apply this technique to a cup, a water bottle, a travel mug, any kind of mug, really anything you want to put a decal on. So I'm going to be using this little plastic travel mug today, and most of this tutorial I will be showing you on Cricut Design Space to show you how to get your word all lined up and ready to cut out and put on here. But without further ado, let's hop right over to the computer and I'll meet you guys there. Alrighty, once we're at Cricut Design Space, it will look something like this. And so we're going to want to start a new project. By doing that, you can either go to the top right corner and press new project, or you can go over to the left side of your screen and do new project from here. So we're going to click on it. It'll bring us to a blank grid for us to design our lettering or our word for on our cup. To do so, we're going to go to text here and click on it. So we're going to add our text into the text box down here, which I am just putting my name on, Mariah. So now that we have our text, we can move it all around. So we're just going to zoom in a little by pressing this plus button down in the left corner. And there it is. So now we're going to want to pick our font. So fonts are just up here, and you're just going to press this little down arrow. And Cricut has the font set up in 3 different categories, which is all, systems, and Cricut. Cricut are fonts that you have to buy individually. System are ones you have downloaded onto your system. And then all is all of them. So we're just going to go down and pick our font. Once we've picked the font that we want, this spacing is a little bit too wide for me. So you can go over to your letter spacing and hit the down arrow. And as you can see, every time we do that, it does shrink closer and closer together. But you're going to want to be careful because that looks good for this design because none of the letters are supposed to be touching like in a cursive font or a real flowy script font. And so if that is the case and the R and the I are just too close together and the A is still way over here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go to the top right corner here and press this ungroup button. And then once you have pressed the ungroup button, you can freely move any of the letters around, so you can move it closer or farther away to your desired width apart. And then once you have your letters all designed, you're going to want to make sure you measure your cup to see how big you can make the design. So for the cup we're using in this tutorial, we're going to do it about 4 long by 2.5 tall. Just because you don't want it to go right to the bottom and you don't want it to go right to the top, we can group it together again by just pressing the group button. And then to size it, I want it to be 4 by 2.5, and so this isn't quite right. So we're going to go up to our size, we're going to unlock it so it's not locked. 4 is good, but this we're going to change to 2.5, and then we're going to put it up into our corner. So there is one more step we need to do, but just to show you, when you do press make it, as we can see, if we zoom in, this is not what we want. This is not what we even spelled out in the right order. And so I'm going to show you how to change that, because I know when I first started using this popped up and I was like, oh my goodness, what do I do? Like, this isn't what I want. So we're going to cancel this cut. When we're back here, we're going to highlight our word, and then we're going to come down to this paperclip button that says attach. We're going to press it. That's all you have to do. Now our file is attached, so it knows which order to cut it and doesn't just think you want a bunch of different things. So now when we press the make it button, you can tell that it spells out Mariah perfectly the same way we saw it before. So now if everything looks good here, we're going to go to the continue button down here. It's going to connect our machine. I'm connecting via Bluetooth. So then once it finds your machine, we're going to want to select our base material. So you can just go over to the popular tab, and any one of these, you can read them and see what they are. There is a vinyl preset, which works great. But what I found is the washi sheet setting worked really well for cutting vinyl, especially if it's on the smaller side. And to find that, you would just go browse all materials. You would type in washi, W-A-S-H-I. You would press enter, and then it would be this one right here labeled washi sheet. We would click on it, and then you would just press done down here. As you can see, the base material is set, and for pressure, I just do more pressure, and then everything is ready. So now you're just going to load your tools and material, which you're going to want to load your fine point blade, and then when you do have your mat set up over there, the little arrow that looks just like this will be flashing, and that's how you'll know it is ready to load into the machine. You will press that button, you'll give it a few seconds, and then the little Cricut logo button will start flashing, which means your cut is ready to cut. You will press that and it'll cut out your design. So once we are all done cutting over at our machine, meet you back over at the workspace to weed it out and apply it, show you how to apply the transfer tape, and give you a couple tips and tricks along the way. Alrighty, now that we are back at our workstation, you can see that I did pick out this light blue kind of minty color to match out the lid. It was the closest match I had to the lid color. And so as you can see, our design is cut out. So now we are just going to weed out our design. I think this color of vinyl is just so beautiful. And this was a super easy weed because I didn't even have to weed out the inside of my A's because they just come out in one pull. And so this is what your vinyl decal should look like. And as we can see, if we grab our cup, it's a really nice size. So now for our transfer tape, you're going to want to grab whatever transfer tape you'll be using, and you're going to want to cut a piece the same length as the decal. And then once we have cut out our transfer tape, we're going to put it over our design and smooth it out. I use one of these squeegees. Just like that. Make sure you really work it in. And then it will look like this. And what I like to do at this point is I like to cut around the sticker just so I have a more accurate size representation when I'm lining it up on the cup. But this is just personal preference. It's just something I like to do. And I also find by cutting it like this, there's less parts that can stick to your design and make you not get it straight. Now we are ready to peel up our sticker. Just like that. You can discard of this, we don't need it, and it'll look like this. So now we're going to grab our cup and we're going to line it up with the cup. For this, I most likely always take off the lids just so it's easier to work with. And now we're going to line it up where we want it. Alrighty, then once we have it where we want it, we're just going to smooth it out. I usually start with one line right down the center, and then I smooth out the top and then the bottom. And then once you have it all pressed down, it will look like that. And you're going to want to make sure you work it in so it sticks. Just like that. And now we are going to peel off the transfer tape. And you want to do this step nice and slowly. And then it will look like that. I just put back on my lid. And then you have your very own name or saying put onto a super cute personalized tumbler. I really hope you all enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button, give it a big thumbs up, and turn on the bell notification so you always get a notification when I upload. Thank you all so much for watching. Love you all. Bye!